Hi everyone, Kelly here. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my ghost hunting experiences. This is the second one. So on this one we went again with haunted happenings and we went to Drakelow tunnels, which is in Kinver near Kidderminster. So it's pretty close to me. I have been here before twice and absolutely loved it, but I must say this third visit was spectacular. So this one was just a 4-hour investigation. We wished it could have gone on longer. It was 6 o'clock till 10. Yeah, that's right. And you might think 6 o'clock, pretty light, but it's in tunnels and it is just pitch black in there. That's why I enjoy Drakelow tunnels so much, is because it is just pitch black. You cannot see in front of you at all. It is a proper ghost hunt, if you know what I mean. It's just pitch black and I absolutely love the dark. So we got there. This time it's usually like me and Phil that usually go, but this time me, Philip and 3 of his mates came and it was their first ghost hunting experiences, which was amazing. So we had the talk. They went through everything, like what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what you'll be doing, and if you get lost, which we did get lost, the whole group. So we had that, and then we had a walk around. This is where we got lost and we couldn't find our way back. I say we was trying to find our way back for like 20 minutes. It is just massive tunnels. It's tunnels and tunnels and tunnels and tunnels going off everywhere. Well, really it goes off in a cross, I think. Like, yeah. But everything looks the same and it would be so easy to get lost there. Sorry if you hear the dog in the background, she's doing my edit. So I was having a walk round, and when we was having a walk round, we went in to this one part. We just stopped there and we could hear footsteps. And then we all held hands in the group. I think there was about 21 of us, 22, something like that. And the medium was there also. Holding hands and asking out for things to happen. So everybody had to say their name in the circle and say, like, do something, let us know that you're here. And there was a tunnel there right in front of me. No, sorry. I had a tunnel here and a tunnel there. I was like in the middle of two, so I could see 2 tunnels. And then there was another tunnel this way and another tunnel that way. So it was tunnels, open tunnels everywhere. And when we were stood in the circle, and we were stood, like we usually stand and hold hands like this, but we stood the other way around, so we're facing the tunnels. So in this one tunnel where Philip was facing, I was looking down the most because I could see blue lights. Now, this isn't very strange for me because I usually see either green lights or red lights, like flashy lights. But blue lights I've not seen before. So first I thought it was something down there. And then all of a sudden I see something move. Which to me, it wasn't human. It was like scrouched over and it like moved. You could see it moving. Also the medium see this. And then it was just the blue lights. It was just freaking me out because I've never seen blue lights before. And nobody else could see it except Philip, who was next to me. And he spoke up and he said, I'm seeing blue lights and this is strange, but I'm seeing a house. And he said he's like seeing like an eagle on front of the house, which was freaky, but I'm glad he could see the lights as well as me. We heard dogs barking. Of course, there's no dogs down there. It's tunnels, there was nothing down there. So you could hear dogs barking. And we heard the dogs barking the last 2 times we went also, which is quite freaky. People had stones thrown at them. which is excellent. And then we went into this other place. It was the medical centre place, and we were hearing footsteps, and it was like moving all the way around us, which was good. And then we went into the other part of the medical place, and we was hearing noises, but they was coming from outside the door back into the tunnels. So a couple of people went out and had a look, and they said, oh my god, you've got to come out here now, we are seeing shadows. And so we all went out there, and it was right, there was this light down the end of the tunnel. There shouldn't have been any light down the end of the tunnel, and the light seemed to be getting closer, and you could see the shadow. It was moving, it was coming towards us. And then I turned around, and the medium and Philip turned around at the same time to see if anything was coming the other end, and oh my god, there was a white shadow there. It was really, really freaky seeing it. And then the one that was looking at the beginning, it turned into two people, like two people walking towards us, and it was two soldiers by the looks of it. So yeah, that was really, really, really good, and spooked, I think, the three people, Philip's workmates that came with us, freaked them out just a tad. And then we had a break after we tried, well, we had to try finding the base room first, so that was like 20 minutes to find that. And then we had a break, and then we got split up into two groups. I think there was 10 in one group and 11 in another group. So of course me, Philip and Philip's three mates from work, they were with us in our group. And the first thing we did was table tipping. Now keep in mind, these three people that came with us, they have never done anything like this before, so just keep that in mind. We went into this first place to start off our investigations, and we did table tipping. Now me and Philip, we love table tipping and we love Ouija board because it always works, and I absolutely love it. So keeping in mind again, these three people were new. They had not done anything like this before. So we all had our hands on the table. Now, seeing as though these three haven't been before, I just had to keep looking at them because I knew that they would be like, oh my god. The table started moving. I looked, and the one bloke, Philip's friend, he was like, he had his mouth wide open, like, is this happening? And everyone, like, they was walking, oh my god. So the table was moving. It was moving up to two legs. It was trying to get to one leg, but it'd fall down. So we had pretty good movement on that table. And then we did a Ouija board, and it was asking questions, and it was moving. Again, they were like in total shock that it was actually moving. And then we asked if there's anybody here you would like to talk to, and it went straight to one of Philip's friends, and he almost himself. He found out his name was Graham, and it was something to do with on his mother's side, but he couldn't remember who it was until we got out when we had a break, and then he said, I think I do remember a Graham on his mum's side. So that was good. And then all night then he was just freaking out. And then what did we do then? Then we had like an EVP session. We did it with a radio, so the interference, you could hear voices come through, but nothing happened on that at all. We didn't hear any voices or anything. And then we went back and we had another break, and then it was time to investigate on our own. So it was us five. We took a Ouija board with us and a glass, of course, so it moved on the Ouija board. And one of the blokes that Philip brought with him, he had a proper EVP thing on his phone, like with static noise and so forth that you could hear, and if somebody spoke, you'd be able to, like a spirit spoke, you'd be able to hear them through that his phone like. And we was on the Ouija board, it did move and it moved to yes. We asked if anybody's here and it moved to yes. And then it was asking for noises, and at one point it sounded like, what it sounded like to me was a marble being chucked and hitting somebody on the foot. And as soon as I heard it, that one, when that Graham come through on the Ouija board, it hit his foot. He goes, yes, that was my foot. That was freaking him out a bit. And he was asking questions, and all of a sudden, through his phone, we heard, and it sounded just like this, alive, which freaked everybody out. But we still stayed there. We didn't panic too much and run off. Just scared us a little bit. And then we was asking, do you like us being here? And it said, go, just like that. And you could hear it plain as anything. And it was like a nasty go. It was like, go, like that. And yeah, we said thank you to the Ouija board, packed up and we went into another room. Definitely had to get out of there. And then we went into the other room again. He had his phone on. He was asking questions. Nothing was coming up on there. So we stayed in a little bit longer, tried. And then all of a sudden we heard die. Now everybody looked at each other. It was like die. Which did freak us out a bit. And then it said, what did it say then? It said something like run. Run, I'm sure it said run. And then die again, and then go. So that was really, really freaky hearing that, and it did freak them out. And me and Philip, as you know, we go on loads of ghost hunts. That freaked us out, so I'm sure the three that was Philip's workmates, I'm sure they were kicking themselves because it was really, really freaky. And then it was time to go back from our alone vigils, and we went back and we had to join the next group that we hadn't been on before. So when we went there, we was next door to where we was when we was getting those voices. We told everybody about that. And in this room we was holding hands, and they had like Trigger, the medium, and the host had trigger objects around the room, and there was this one torch that you had to turn to put on. And we was all holding hands in a circle, and all of a sudden nobody was stood by that torch at all. It just came on, and it kept like come on, come off, come on, come off, like, and then it was like flickering, which was really, really weird. We was all holding hands, and it got really, really cold at one point, which was freaky. And then all of a sudden Philip's hand started going up in the air. I was holding on to his hand, and at the end of that I was actually on tiptoes, because he was, well, Philip's 6 foot something, 6'1" is he, and I'm only a little midget, 5'5". So I was like, oh. And then my other hand started to go a little bit, which freaked the other person out by the side of me. And then Philip, hands came down, and then Philip was pushed to the ground, which scared the girl next to him. Then we did table tipping again. Everybody around the table, and it was going. It was going for it. It was like, it was a plastic, like a patio, like those plastic patio sets. That was a table that was in there, so we thought we'd try on there. And it was like scraping across the floor, and then it would try and go on 2 legs, and all of a sudden it went, and like the legs broke on it. So we have to put the legs back up, do it again. And this time it like had a little bit of a jump to it. So we asked this time for it to lift the table up, and no word of a lie, and everybody promised they didn't do it. The table, it was like somebody was at the bottom and they went, because it went up in the air and everybody screamed. That was good. And then we tried with a little table. That was doing the same. It was moving in one direction and then it moved in another direction, which was fantastic. Love that. And then at the end we said, we are going now, so would you do one final thing for us? Would you tip the table right up? Now what you mean by right up is, say that was a table and that was a flat bit of the table. We wanted it to flip up and land like that with its legs up. And no word of a lie, it did it. It just flipped out. We was all holding the table like that and it just flipped out the ends and it just landed on the flat bit and its legs up in the air, which was fantastic. I cannot praise Drakelow tunnels enough. I think it is an amazing, amazing location. There is so much activity there and I absolutely love Drakelow tunnels. So if you are into ghost hunting and you are around this area, I would really, really recommend Drakelow tunnels. I absolutely love it. So that was my experiences. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and I will see you again in my next video, which will be Margram Castle, and then there should be another Alton Towers, which I'm going to for my birthday. So keep an eye out for them if you love my ghost hunting experiences, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.